All right, shalom YouTube. This is Sister T, and welcome again to The Rock. So today I am recording a video showing you me cutting soap that was made last week. Um, I've had many soap video requests of people wanting to see, me cut it or how I make it. How many bars do I get? Depending on how many pounds I make, how many bars do I get? All those different things. So I had an opportunity today, since I will be cutting the soap and letting it dry. I was going to show you me cutting it and how many bars I got. So I made 10 pounds of soap. This is 10 pounds of soap. And we got these, like this one particularly came from Amazon, but we got these little boxes. They're just made out of wood. And, or you can get the silicone soap shaping tool, which I really like these. It makes it really simple, since soap the way it is, it can be kind of messy. So when you use the silicone, it really keeps this stuff together really well. And it's easier to clean and take care of. So we made 10 pounds of soap. There's 5 pounds here, 5 pounds here. And I want to show you this one too. Now these are like really simple actually to make, because all you really need is wood. So if you have any wood, you can put it together, make a rectangular shape. And in this one, since I don't have a silicone shaper right here, all you have to do is put some plastic. So on this one, I use some plastic. I lined the bottom with plastic inside of that wooden box, and then I poured the soap mold into here, and then I allowed it to dry in there in that box, just like this. So now I'm gonna be taking it out of here, and I'm just gonna cut it. So this soap that was made, this is called cold press soap. Now I'm not gonna get into a lot of details on the differences, because that's not really what this video is about. But there's different ways you can make soap. You can make a cold press process. It is a very good process. The only thing is, once you make it, your cold press soap, you cannot use it right away. You have to let it cure anywhere between 4 to 6 weeks. Normally I allow the soap to cure for 6 weeks. So I'll make enough of it so we can have some that we are using, and then we replenish, and we'll let this cure for 6 weeks before we use this one. Now they have each type of soap have the different benefits. You can make a hot press soap made with under heat, and when you make that one, when the process is done, you can use it anywhere after 24 to 48 hours. So that one you can use right away, almost after 2 days at max. So there's a time and place for the hot press soap. I like hot press soap as well, but I tend to make the cold press, because also too, the hot press soap, you need a lot more tools to make it, heat, and we use solar power, and heat on the solar power is a lot. So I tend to just stick with the cold press soap. I like the way you make it. There's different benefits. You can look it up online with, into making a hot press or cold press, whatever suits you and your family. So here, I'll be cutting it today with this blade. This is more of a straight cut. Now, normally when I cut these bars, I have a zigzag cutter, but today I'm not going to use the zigzag. I'm going to cut this one. So it's simple. After you do that, you just pull this through here. And you slice down, and you have bar of soap. Now this soap was made for our master, and this time he wanted herbs added into his soap, so we added shiso and mint soap. So he has different mints in here and shiso in his soap, so he's gonna like this a lot. And then we add the essential oils for scenting. So he has like lemon and tea tree, all the things that are good for your body, disinfecting and all those good things. So that's what this bar looks like. And this, I just have you can put a piece of plastic, cardboard. This is like a paper bag. just so, because it does make a little bit of a mess, like, you know, the little pieces fall off. And when you're cutting it, you can also shape it. Like I said, normally I like using the zigzag for a shaper, but today we're just going to stick with the straight cut. It works just the same. All right, so I'm gonna keep cutting, and we'll see how many bars we have out of this 5-pound block. I have to say, I actually really like how this one looks. I mean, it's just for cleansing your body, but it's nice to me. I like it. I like the color. So another thing about this, there's a lot of different things you can do with these soaps and what you make them with. You can color them, and you can add just about anything to them. You know, to make them more like antimicrobial, or for cleansing effects, bacteria. You can even melt these down and make like almost like a wash, like almost similar to a body wash. Or if you use there's a different type of lye required you can use if you want to just make this stuff into body wash. I'm almost done with this one. We see how many bars we have. Now they do actually have a tool and a cutter that will cut the entire bar all in one, and it will guarantee, you know, all your soap bars is the same size. So if that's important to you, then you can get something like that. But this works for us. Okay. Let me see. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay, so out of that 5-pound block, I got about 15 bars of soap. So you get anywhere, 15 bars of soap from this pound block. So another thing is, if you're going to make cold press soap too, when you go to dry them, you do want to dry them like they don't need any sun exposure. So you dry them in a dark place where they can still have airflow, but not sun exposure. So they'll have time to cure and harden. And another thing is, you can, after a couple weeks, you know, you mark your calendar and you can flip them over as well, especially if you have them laying on their side, and if they're not like straight up where they can get air on both sides, then you'll want to flip them over. But if not, then if they're sitting straight up where they can get airflow on both sides, it'll be just fine. Now, some people do ask too, like, well, what if the bar, like this bar looks like really nice and put together, and there's some soap that'll look a little rougher, like this one is a little rougher, and it's probably because the plastic is stored in, if there's any unevenness. But you can actually shape this once you get it out the bar any way you like. You can cut off the extra pieces, like sometimes I'll do like this, and anything that's, you know, not shaping the way you like, you can just cut it off. But when you cut it off, don't throw it away. This is good soap still. You can just use it differently. You can use those shavings for like more of like a body wash style. All you have to do is add a little water. You can melt it down or you don't have to. Add a little water in a container, shake it up, and you'll have that wash for other things. So that's stuff that I use it for. And anyways, we don't really care about if it looks the prettiest per se. So but I'm just showing you things you can do. You can go through and just cut off those extra pieces like that. And then you cut it.
Hello?
I do have a scale, and if you have a scale, you can also weigh your bars of soap to see how much they weigh as well. So at another time, when I have a little more time, I will have a time where I will make a video showing you how I make this cold press soap. And you only need a few items unless you want to get fancy, you know. So I use mostly coconut oil, olive oil. Of course, this soap is actually coconut oil and a vegetable oil. And then also castor oil. And then we also use shea butter in some of our soaps. So depending on the type of soap we're making, the sisters mostly use more like shea butter in the soap. Our master, he is very basic. He likes this one. It has the right amount of conditioning and bubbles and everything he needs. So he is fine. He comes out. He said he don't feel like he has to even put lotion on. So this works for him. But we use a lot of olive oil, coconut oil, castor oil, and shea butter in our soaps. And those are some of our most basic. And then we'll add things like herbs and stuff. You can use other oils. I've used those too, but those are the most common ones. So, as you can see. All right, and this container is actually a little bit bigger, so I should have more soap bars. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay, so in this bar, and this is still 5 pounds, but this one is a lot bigger container. I have 20 bars of soap. So this one was a little bit smaller. So that's about, so I got about 15 from here and 20 from here. So here you go. So I'm going to put this soap away. I'm going to let it cure. You can see. Now this one's a little bit bigger too, so that's probably why it's a little less, because some of these bars are a little bit thicker, but here you have it. I'm going to put these away. I'm going to allow them to cure for 6 weeks, and then we'll be using these. Okay, well, I hope you like this video and watch how I cut the soap. Again, you can use any sort of fancy cutter you like. You can shape them. You can actually buy soap molds that are different shapes if you like. So there's multiple things you can do with this soap depending on your household need and use. If you have any questions or comment, please leave it in the comment section. If you want to dialogue about it, or if you have any questions, if I can answer it, I can give you an answer. But I said I'll let you all see me cut the soap and make it, so I wanted to do this video. I hope you like it. I hope you have a productive day. Shalom.